Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Georgia Society of CPAs annual Rising Professionals program. This program is hosted by the Georgia Society of CPAs Diversity and Inclusion Task Force and is designated for high school juniors and seniors. It's so great to have you all with us today. Today's program is going to be packed with many exciting opportunities for you to learn about the CPA profession and the many opportunities it could afford you. In the words of my extraordinary colleague, Barbara Evans, it's a great day to be a CPA.
I'm a financial services manager, so I'm involved in financial reporting, financial analysis, and consulting within the business. So for example, AMC Theaters or Regal Cinemas, part of those deals include equipment. So when you go into an AMC Theaters and you want to see Captain America Civil War, but before you go in there, you want to make sure that you get that large soft drink. The impact that what I'm doing has not only on the business I work for here at Coke, but on our customers and our consumers. My name is Charlie Merritt. I work for Coca-Cola and I'm a CPA.
I have never been more satisfied than I am right now. Or actually, it started from the day one when I started my own practice. I like the flexibility, not just because when you can come in, you get to choose, you get to pick your own clients. When you're working for somebody else, you could work as hard as you want, but the credit ultimately goes to the boss. I am Viva Singla. I am a business owner and I am a CPA.
In high school, I was great at math. Someone talked to me about being a CPA, and I chose that field, not realizing at the time how many different doors would continue to open in the state of Georgia's actually passive balanced budget. And being a CPA allows me to look at those billions of dollars and determine when what we're promising people is what we're really going to deliver. One of the benefits of being an elected official in Georgia is the opportunity to not only pass laws, but to meet some really interesting people when they come into town, whether that's working with the governor on different bills, the Speaker of the House, or even when presidents visit, getting that opportunity to be in the crowd or even up close to shake a hand and take a picture. I'm David Wilkerson. I'm a state representative and I'm a CPA.
I'm a tax manager at Floor & Decor. Our stores in 17 states, about 60 to 70 stores right now. And I do a lot of tax planning for those. I can be talking to an associate on the phone, and I can talk to a customer. I can also talk to another CPA. I can talk to an executive. I don't stay at my desk more than 10-15 minutes because I'm talking to people all the time. Working at Floor & Decor is that I'm really never bored. I love it. I feel that I'm helping in every little piece I can. I'm Sonia Smith. I'm a tax manager and I'm a CPA.
I work on preparing the financial information for the Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley, and Bugatti brands. I get to drive a Porsche Cayman to work every single day, and we have a portfolio of almost $4 billion. I'm Sarah Fozzard. I'm on the finance and accounting team for Porsche, and I'm a CPA.
At GMS Inc., I'm the Director of Treasury. We've got over 180 bank accounts at 36 subsidiaries, and it's my responsibility to make sure that we have enough cash to operate the business on a daily basis. We get to go out in the field and make their jobs easier. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is the people you work with and how you can impact their lives and how together you can make a business succeed. I'm Jack Hawkins. I'm the Director of Treasury at GMS Inc., and I'm a CPA.
I'm Evelyn Rozier, the President and CEO of Top Solutions Group. I decided at the age of 14 that I wanted to become a CPA. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant, also known as Bed-Stuy Do or Die to be exact. At that time, it was one of the poorest and roughest neighborhoods in the nation. I had no idea what a CPA was, but I had a best friend who every time her dad would come to see her, he would be driving a new car. That was unheard of where I lived. So I asked her, I said, what kind of work does your dad do that he can always afford a new car? She said, oh, he's a CPA. I was too embarrassed to let her know that I didn't know what a CPA was. So instead, I went to my local library to research it. And it was then that I decided that's what I wanted to do. From that day forward, I worked to become a CPA. And I did. Today, I am a CPA, a CGMA, and a PMP. I have worked in this profession for over 40 years. I have seen this profession change significantly over the years. Our careers in this industry has broadened. I've worked in both public accounting and in industry. The opportunities are endless. We are no longer considered the nerdy bean counters who only do tax and audit. We continue to show organizations that we help them grow the beans. We are an integral part of most organizations' strategic plan for growth and profitability. So it doesn't matter what excites you in the profession. You have many options to choose from. You can be a financial accountant, you can be an auditor, you can be an IT auditor, you can be a financial planner, you can be a tax preparer, you can work in both government and private industry. It's endless. The opportunities are endless. So if you take nothing else away from you today, I hope that you will explore some of the opportunities that this profession has for you to succeed in. I'm here to help and support you in any way that I can. Over the past 40 years, I've been afforded the opportunity to work in various aspects of accounting. I started my career as a bookkeeper, and then I moved on to become an accounting clerk, processing accounts payables and accounts receivable. Before long, I got involved in general ledger accounting and financial reporting. I've also had the opportunity to work in public accounting and taxation, and I obtained some audit experience in the government space. So as you can see, I've been around for a while. However, the wealth of knowledge and experience that I gained along the way has enabled me to do what I enjoy the most: business consulting and advisory services. I love consulting because every engagement is different. From company to company and from task to task, it's always different. Most of what I do in terms of consulting engagements are considered special projects. Special projects because they usually fall outside of the normal accounting cycle. Some types of engagements that I've performed are ERP system implementations. ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning Systems, are the systems used to capture the accounting and reporting data for an organization. They require a lot of assistance from IT professionals. The other types of engagements I perform are documenting accounting processes, whether I'm documenting them for compliance with Sarbanes-Oxley or SOX compliance, or I'm documenting the process just to assist an organization in seeing if they're processing in a most efficient manner. So sometimes that results in process improvements. I've also had the opportunity to do a risk and controls assessment, where you go in and you evaluate the internal controls of an organization. Then there's internal, external, financial audits, compliance audits. There are various types of audits engagements that I've been involved in. So as you can see, it's always something different. Oh, don't let me leave out tax season. Tax preparation. I perform tax preparation services during what is called the peak or busy season. I usually restrict my accounting prep services from November through May of each year, but there are some companies that do tax services year round. So there are many choices that you can make if you go into this profession, but this is what my life is like. So I love the variety of what I do as a business consultant. I perform most of my work from my home office. Therefore, even during times of this unforeseen pandemic, I can still work. I'm never bored with what I do in my work. I find it exciting, but I'm probably just one of those people that enjoy the accounting profession. I would be remiss if I didn't also tell you that it's a pretty lucrative profession as well. So I hope that you give this profession some consideration as an area of interest for you to choose as a career. It's something for everybody. We have Patrick Hill. He's an accounting supervisor at Home Depot. He's a graduate of the University of Georgia. Patrick is also a stage actor, so you might be able to catch him in a play or musical around Metro Atlanta. He currently lives in Sandy Springs and enjoys traveling, theater, board games, and spending time with his family and friends.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Hill and I'm a CPA living in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, and I have been a CPA since 2008. I currently work as an accounting supervisor in the consolidations team at the Home Depot corporate. And I've been with Home Depot for about 2.5 years. I love it. I've been in the accounting profession since I graduated from the University of Georgia, go Dogs, in 2004. I had initially not started my college career as an accounting major. I was a music major. And I had a couple friends who were accounting majors and their parents were accountants, and I didn't really know anyone in accounting. I didn't have that kind of background or knowledge. And so I went ahead and took the first class and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting, and I understood how important accounting was to business. And I wanted to learn more. So I went with it, and I told myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to commit the whole way through. And so I got my bachelor's and I got a master's in accounting and my CPA. And it was an amazing accomplishment. I couldn't be more proud of myself at that particular accomplishment, because it's not easy. Not everyone in accounting is a CPA. And so when you have your CPA, you all things equal, you're a notch above the rest. You know, it really is helpful. And the accounting profession is so important. It's never going to go away. You'll always be able to find a job, which is so important in our time right now in the economy. And it's fulfilling. The work is fulfilling. You get to solve complex problems and help with the analysis of business and read the language of business, understand the numbers. The numbers don't lie. You know, you learn how to read the numbers and how to catch errors. And that's what makes it so exciting. At Home Depot, I work for, the organization that's called the Controllers Group, the Corporate Controllers Group. And, the controller is kind of like the chief accountant. And at Home Depot, he has several hundred people working under him, even though some smaller companies might just have, a couple people. And I work for a team that, that gets to look at all the different numbers that consolidate up, to the financials. And, we get to build the reports that the public sees, and working for a Fortune 500 company that takes care of their employees and is successful right now is just a blessing. I enjoy, getting up and going to work every day, even though it's just, right here in my home office for the time being. But yeah, it's definitely something that I would say is important to really think about when you're thinking about your future, and make sure that you're doing all the right things now. Even if it's a science project or a term paper or some art project, commit to it. Analyze the process. What's the best and efficient way to get it done? Is there a way to use technology or automation? Those are really important skills in any profession, but especially in the accounting profession right now. It's not all about adding and subtracting and multiplying, and it definitely is. How can I look at a scenario and make it better, or fix it, or improve the process? And that's what makes the accounting profession so exciting. And it's definitely fruitful. Being able to help my friends. I am not an accountant for a tax accountant by trade, but I get to help people, with their tax questions, and if I don't know it, I know where to find it. And so that's really fulfilling to be able to help, others or your family members, or, make some extra money on the side. It's definitely a profession that you can go in a lot of different avenues and a lot of different routes and still find fulfillment in your career. I have thoroughly loved it. I love being an accountant, being a CPA. I love working for Home Depot. And it's definitely a team profession. You're never really alone. and always collaborating with others. And that's what makes it so fulfilling to me. And so I hope that you do consider this career and think about your future. And if you have any questions, the Georgia Society of CPA is here to help you. And thank you so much for tuning into this. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great rest of your year. Thanks.
Howard Mosby is a former member of the Georgia House of Representatives. Howard is an employee of Grady Health System, where he is the Vice President of Faculty Contracts Administration. Grady Health System is the largest public health system in the state of Georgia. It serves as a major teaching institution for the Emory University School of Medicine and the Morehouse School of Medicine. He is responsible for managing a budget in excess of $250 million.
Hello, my name is Howard Mosby, and I'm going to tell you about my journey to become a CPA. I started out while I was in college in computer science, believe it or not, taking a job as a bookkeeper. And as a bookkeeper, I learned some of the nuances around accounting. I really didn't know accounting, but I knew how to organize things. I always saw myself as a organized individual. And so when I got the job as a bookkeeper, I naturally organized expenses based on what they were without being told. One day, the small organization needed to apply for a loan, and it needed audited financial statements. The CPA that was brought in to do the audited financial statements looked at my work and asked me if I was an accountant, if I was an accountant, and I told them that I was not. And he admonished me to say, you need to look at accounting as a profession, because the job you did here was as good as or better than a lot of the accountants that I know. And so that was the first time that I was exposed to accounting as a career path that was viable. And so when I went back to school, I looked at accounting and decided, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. This professional said that I can do the job, so I'm gonna go out here and do it. When I went back to school to study accounting, I found out that there was this other piece of the profession called finance, and I really enjoyed the finance piece. So I decided to major in accounting, major in finance, and kind of minor in accounting. And at the time, we didn't have a minor in accounting at Georgia State University. Go Panthers! However, I took all of my electives in accounting. When I graduated from college, I had enough hours in accounting to actually sit for a Georgia State exam that proved my proficiency to sit for the CPA exam. And that is what was needed during that time period. And we're not going to talk about how old I am or how long ago that was. I passed that exam, sat for the CPA exam, passed the CPA exam. And I decided to do that because I got advice also during this time period from a recruiter, a corporate recruiter who asked me if I was going to stay in finance as the career path that I wanted to choose. And I told him yes. And I told him I was interested in getting an MBA. And he also encouraged me to get a CPA because a CPA license is more specialized and shows that you are indeed a certified expert. And so I decided to pursue the CPA certificate for that reason. So I became I got licensed as a CPA in the state of Georgia, and it was a few steps because back then I worked in industry. I never worked for a firm, which meant that I had to spend 5 years in the industry under a licensed CPA to get licensed. So it was a big hurdle. There were a lot of hurdles for me to become a CPA. I was glad to do it because I really wanted this certificate. I wanted this identification that I am indeed a financial professional. And after getting the CPA certificate, I joined the Georgia Society of CPAs and became an active member. This also was one of the best decisions that I made in my career because I got around people who were trying to advance this profession. And I think that if you choose accounting as a profession and becoming a CPA, I guarantee you would have a fulfilling and rewarding career. And let me just say this finally, accounting is the language of business. And if you know this field well, you'll do well in any corporation, any organization that you become a member of. So again, I want to thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, and have a great career.
Conrad Braun is the first Vice President of Wealth Management at UBS and a graduate of the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. He serves on many different board of trustees supporting his community. Cromwell enjoys Atlanta Braves baseball, collecting antiques, and loves to travel.
Hey guys, I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you're enjoying this year's Rising Professionals program. My name's Cromwell Vaughn, and I'll be spending a few moments with you to discuss my journey as a CPA, why I got started in the CPA profession, and what I'm doing currently. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, I started out in public accounting here in Atlanta about 20 years ago. And at the time, I was focusing on real estate tax with, at the time, a Big Five accounting firm. Was there for about 20 years and, really kind of wanted to try something different. And so a lot of what I was interested in was tax work, but also wanted to be very, very focused on doing stuff within the financial services industry. And so what I'm doing currently is working with a global financial bank in serving individual clients within their wealth management needs. Public accounting has been great, and the CPA profession is fantastic, and having a CPA designation is something that is very, very paramount to success, not only within the accounting profession, but the business profession in general. And so I think some of the panelists that you may have spoken with or have spoken to today, everybody seems to have a different career path, whether it's sticking with public accounting or it's going off in industry or really kind of doing something differently. I think the common thread there is that the CPA designation has really built a foundation and really kind of a springboard as well in helping them launch careers in the various different industries that they're focused in. And so for me specifically, the CPA designation has been extremely helpful. It's been extremely helpful in continuing to have knowledge within the ever-changing tax laws to provide good, solid, sound advice when it comes to making decisions from an investment standpoint and the tax implications that those decisions can have. And also really having the CPA designation, it really automatically builds trust between you and the people that you're working with. The CPA is, I think, really the only designation that has the word public in it. And so as a trusted advisor, there's an automatic sense of trust from the public that comes with obtaining the designation. And so that is very, very helpful in the things that I'm doing currently on a day-to-day basis, working with individual folks. I would say that that for me, the value of the CPA designation has come in many forms. The CPA designation has, certainly helped me from an educational standpoint when I was in public accounting, but it's also been something for me that has been a springboard into getting into a different line of business that I think really kind of helped me out in obtaining a competitive advantage in working with clients, a differentiating factor. So I can't stress how much the CPA designation has been super, super instrumental and helpful for me in what I'm working on and what I'm doing currently as a financial advisor. And I think that for you guys, in whatever career path that you all choose, whether it's moving on within the accounting profession, in the accounting world as a practicing CPA, or maybe working within the profession and using your experience and having the CPA designation being a springboard into a variety of different areas within finance or business, it's something that I think that you guys, if you're already interested in accounting, that it's a great path to pursue and a great career to pursue. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys as far as what the CPA designation, the doors that it opens, the foundation that it can build, but also the stepping stone that it can also provide as far as opening new doors and opportunities from a professional standpoint. So guys, enjoy the rest of the program, and be sure to stay in touch with your GSCPA contacts. And if there's anything else I can do to help you guys or answer any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to Callie, and she'll provide my contact information.
Tabitha Jones is a tax partner at Henning, Dowdy & Jones, LLC in Sandy Springs. She's a graduate of Kennesaw State University, where she received both her BBA in accounting and Masters of Accounting. Tabitha serves on the Georgia Society of CPAs Leadership Council, management of an Accounting Practice Advisory Council, and recently joined the board of directors for the Dunwoody Nature Center.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Jones. I'm a tax partner at Henning, Dowdy & Jones, and I get the opportunity to tell you a little bit about the tax world today. So I found my way to accounting actually from a customer. I worked at a grocery store for about 7 years from the time I was 15 and through college. And I had some regular customers I talked to often. One that suggested if I wanted to go into business that I should definitely take an accounting class. Of course, that was a requirement, but I didn't know that at the time. So one of my first business classes that I took was Accounting 101. I immediately fell in love, and I just loved how much everything had structure and rules, but there was a lot of gray area. It just seemed like a fun puzzle I was putting together every time I worked through problems. And yeah, the rest is history. After I graduated with an accounting degree, I knew that my goal was to become an owner. I wanted to be a business owner at some point in my future. So in order to really accomplish that in the accounting field, I knew I had to become a CPA. So as a licensed CPA, that just opens up so many doors and opportunities for you. And it's one of the things that I'm most proud of in my professional career. So my day-to-day is literally different from day to day to day. I get the privilege of having a lot of variety in my job. I have a lot of agency over what I get to do on a daily basis. But ultimately, I'm in the people business. So I work with clients, primarily small business clients, individuals and executives, and my area of expertise is in taxes. Basically, I take my tax knowledge and expertise and I apply it to my client situation. So if they're running a business and they're looking for ways to save on taxes, I help them look through possibilities that maybe they don't know about. As you're thinking about your college careers in the future, you should be educating and arming yourself now with the information to help you be able to finance and fund your education. Part of that's going to come through tax credits. So I had a curiosity in taxes way before I did anything and got paid for it professionally, because I learned pretty early on how to figure out what the education credits that applied to me, whether or not I could deduct student loan interest, and those things really helped me personally pay my way through college. And that's the same approach that we take with our clients. I'm looking to find solutions to problems, and I interact with clients on a regular basis, either in person during normal times or over the phone or on video calls. I also like seeing clients in their at their offices or wherever their business is located and get to see things in real time. And you know, it's a lot of relationships. So I work with a lot of the same clients year after year, and we build on those long-term relationships, and we get to know and learn their business and how we can best help. What's so important about the CPA profession to me is that I get to make a real impact in my clients' lives. And the things that I've learned from my clients, I can also help my friends and my family in ways that if we didn't have that knowledge, we would be missing out on things we didn't know about. And to me, there's just such a value in being able to give back and help others. And that's what I get to do every single day. And I love it. That coupled with getting to put together a fun little tax puzzle, it's just a really fun job. I also manage a team, so I'm interacting with a whole group of people that work underneath me that help us all get better by what they know and what they bring to the table. Everyone's input is valued at any age, so that's something that we really emphasize in our company. And I will say taxes aren't going anywhere. So if you find yourself curious about accounting, you definitely check out the taxes. If nothing else, it'll help you prepare your own personal returns one day. And definitely know that I'm a resource if you have any questions. The Georgia Society has been awesome, so I'm sure you're in great hands learning a lot of good stuff today.
Chris Conrad is a partner in the tax services group at Smith & Howard. His industry specialization is real estate accounting. Chris is a UGA graduate and enjoys cheering on his dogs, playing golf, and relaxing at home in Sandy Springs with his wife, daughter, and their pets.
Hi everyone, this is Chris Conrad coming to you virtually for the 2020 program for the Rising Professionals presented by the Georgia Society of CPAs. I've had the pleasure of being involved with this program for many years now, and while we'd love to see all of you in person, of course, under the circumstances, we're happy to do this virtually and give you guys some insight into the CPA profession and what we do on a daily basis. I am a tax partner at Smith & Howard, and we are one of the top 20 Atlanta firms here in the Southeast region, and we have about 130 professionals currently at our firm. And I've been working there for 15 years, so I started my career at Smith & Howard, and of course look to finish it there as well. But just want to say thank you to everyone for being involved in this program. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, especially being that it is virtual. You sort of have to rethink how you do these types of settings, and so we appreciate the IT and staff members who put this all together, and thank you guys as well for showing up and being involved, and hope you've gotten some good experience here as well. So I just wanted to end on a few closing remarks. Clearly 2020 has been a banner year in many ways, and certainly we hope that all of you and your family are doing well and managing throughout the global pandemic, but it's been an opportunity, if you will. In many cases, a lot of restaurants, gyms, the retail businesses, they've been hurt a lot by this, and unfortunately for them, they've had to learn from new ways to do business. But really, it's somewhat of fortunate for the CPA profession. We've been sort of trending towards a remote setting for years now, and this in many ways accelerated that process. So it forced us to upgrade our IT programs, help people learn how to work remote, and bring about a good set of communication skills that may not have existed right before this. So when in a lot of ways we think of an instance of this as something that we can learn a lot of new ideas from. So for example, if you look at all the Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and programs that we previously weren't using that much in our day-to-day activities, we're essentially using them every day. One of the things we do in our profession is we go and meet with clients face-to-face. Well, clients have busy schedules, and there's a lot of travel time, and here in Atlanta, travel isn't always the best. But now that we've had these Zoom capabilities, we've even been able to see clients a bit more than we normally would, because anyone can just go down into their home and turn it on and say hello. So while it has presented its challenges for 2020, it really is a unique time to be a CPA in this profession. And so you guys are certainly in the right seat to be able to look into that view. And it's the right time, because we are jumping light years ahead in terms of technology and how we respond to a situation of this nature that is really beyond our control. Outside of the technology that's come across this, certainly we've had to deal with new changing tax laws, and especially with what is called the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, which was enacted as part of the stimulus program. So not only have we had to pivot in terms of technology, but we have also had to learn an array of new rules that is still kind of gray at this point as we advise our clients. So there's a lot of a lot of hope out there that this will be over with soon, but certainly once it is over with and we get back to some sort of new normal, we'll have learned a lot in this profession about how the future looks and how to communicate with clients when things are not as they normally are, and how to maintain that service relationship and continue to provide them with solutions and answers when, it's not just that they're needing tax services or audit services. Their businesses may be truly struggling right now. And so they need help with how to keep their operations even going at this point. And so that's what we're here for. We're not just, the guys crunching numbers and, counting things and vouching. We're business consultants. And so I think you guys, if you really want to be involved in this profession, it's now sort of a better time than any, because everyone's had to kind of relearn the rules, and the folks who aren't, may get stuck looking in the being in the rearview mirror. So hope you guys have enjoyed this program. We certainly enjoy you being involved, and we will definitely enjoy seeing you all live and in person next year. Everyone have a great rest of your day.